was like? Did you lose power? Where did you bunker down?
Yeah, no doubt. It's been a tough couple of days for a lot of people. Probably nearly 250,000 across the greater part of the southeastern Queensland part here. But with Parkwood, more than half of our facilities are underwater, so we've had to make other plans and escape to Sydney early. But I've got to say, our welfare people in Jen Cross and Tommy Vieira have been very good in checking up on all the families. So all the families are safe and well. You'd think at this stage, we're past the extreme parts of it. So the inconvenience, isn't going to be too much compared to say, nearly 250,000 other people that have the last 5 days, loss of property, damaged property, having forced to leave their homes, people's livelihoods, loss of income, loss of work. So it won't be that much of an inconvenience when you put it under that light. For us heading down south, what we do need now is for the insurance companies to really step up here. They can be the good guys here. And they need to develop a conscience. We need the big four, to keep an eye on them.
Are you up against it, Des? Is the backs against the wall here? It's a bit of a mix-up to your plans?
No, not really. I think once we get down there, blokes like Jimmy Jolliffe, they will really a step up. So once we get down there, we'll get settled. It's it'll be a game of football. It'll be on. It's our first game of the year, so there are a lot of players that are really looking forward just to having a game of football.
How are your halves going to go, Des? Jaden and AJ?
Good. Yeah, they'll be. They're ready for it. They've worked pretty hard during the off season.
And what about Tino? Obviously, we spent a lot of time out of the game. It's almost like a cruel twist of fate that you go back to Belmore against the Dogs first up. But how are you seeing him approach?
Yeah, an ACL will do that to you. It'll force you to be 12 months out of the game. I don't think it's a cruel twist of fate. It's a game of footy that he's really looking forward to playing. He prepped well. He's done an incredible job, both himself and also the rehab staff that we have. A trip to the States in between, so he's left no stone unturned in doing it. And he's just his trial form was good. I thought he played well. So we've ticked all those boxes. So he's ready to go.
How does Keanu back up what he did last year, Des?
I think off the back of his form in the All Stars, I thought he was pretty good in the All Stars. But he's at the beginning of his journey, so that's part of it, Trav.
Does the all of a sudden the change of plans sort of push things along in terms of the Titans finding a new home?
Not really. We were probably forced. Our hand was probably forced like that, given the fact that, as I said, so much of our facility is underwater. But the staff and Steve and his crew have responded really well. So it's been as seamless as possible.
Des, I just want to get your perspective as a head coach, because you've got Tino here on that very long-term deal. We've seen it yesterday with Dylan Brown, the Knights, 10 years, 16 mil. What, just from your perspective, having Tino here, what kind of risk do you have to accept, or what do you have to take on when you lock into those deals?
I think it's maybe kicked off a trend there. Although Manly, nearly 7-8 years ago, signed Ches to Cherry Evans to a long-term deal. I think it's always calculated. Let's be honest, you're playing a contact, highly physical game here, so it always has to be calculated. But given the trend of the way that the game's going, with franchises increasing, anywhere between 18 and 20, sometimes it could be a smart move.
Lockie expressed an interest in learning a little bit more about centres and potentially in the halves from AJ and BK. Is that something you'd encourage him to do, sort of
Sorry,
step out
what's
of
that?
Loffy on
Yes.
the wing, sort of express an interest in looking into those other areas? Would you encourage him to continue doing that?
For sure, he's only young and he's still developing. He's had a really big off season. He's put on a bit of weight and a bit of impact. So, really looking forward to seeing how he goes.
Des, what have
He'll
you done?
surprise a few this year.
What have you done to ensure you start this season better than last?
Well, you remember the start last year?
Yeah, it wasn't great.
No, it wasn't great. So, and some of those things at the start you can't always control. You know what I mean? It was we started it without Tino, we started without JC, we started without Dave Fafita, and we started without Kieran. So 12 months down the track, I think those players are back. They've trained well. They've had another 12 months under their belt. So we're thinking positive, Trav.
You think it'll be better than last year?
We're
You're
thinking
confident?
positive, Trav.
Yeah.
We're going with the positive mode, not the negative. There's been enough negativity in the last 5 days.
Where will
And
you be
then-
training, Des?
Sorry?
Where will you be training over the next few days and staying? Like,
No, we're training at home.
It's just on JC, like his shift to halfback has been one of those talk about things for you guys. What have you seen from him as a half to prove that he can be a 7?
I think like he's 25 years of age now. He's developed quite a lot, and I think he's developed quite a bit. I think he took a lot of confidence out of last year, playing alongside Foz, I'm really looking forward to seeing that progress in his. I think he's really looking forward to stepping up, and I think also the rules of the game changed. The game changes. 6 against have changed quite a lot. The appetite for attack, repeat attack. You never know when that's going to happen. And then you've got 3 people like Keanu, AJ, whose form is well documented, and JC. It should be interesting.